Some Cleveland Guardians, though, guys. You can't win 162 straight games and go undefeated in the regular season unless you win the first game, and Chase DeLauter made sure the Guardians did that last night. They defeated the Seattle Mariners, and DeLauter's debut, some would say historic, just the 5th player in Guardians history, guys, to hit a home run in his first official Major League at-bat. We don't count those playoff at-bats last year.
Yeah,
we don't
it's a little
count
wonky
for
because of the
record
playoffs.
books, but he joins Jhonkensy Noel, Tyvis's boy, Big Christmas, who was the most recent Guardian to homer in their debut. Jason, it was a win. DeLauter was awesome, but Tanner Bibee got hurt, and that may be the biggest story coming out of last night's victory.
Yeah, the DeLauter thing is awesome. Like, it's great. And we talked, earlier I talked about it before, that in terms of outfield prospects, I hate putting him in the same vein as Manny just because that's so unfair. But I haven't been this excited about an outfield prospect that the Guardians have had since him. So let's wait and see how that goes. But the Bibee thing is very concerning to me. I kind of get glossed over because everybody wants to talk about Chase, and I get it. But this Bibee thing, anything shoulder related, with pitching injuries, you start at the bottom and you work your way up. So finger obviously is the least concerning. Then elbow, shoulder's the worst.
Can you explain real quick why shoulder's the worst?
Because it starts, first of all, there's the labrum, there's the rotator cuff, there's a lot of different pieces in there. And once you start, and listen, I'm not putting them on the operating table. I'm just saying in general, when you have injuries, once you start cutting into this, a lot of times you're never the same. You can come back from elbow. Shoulder, once you start cutting on those, a lot of times the guy just never gets back. I'm not saying he's having surgery. I'm not saying that.
Just in general.
In general. The closer you get, the worse, the more concerning it is. So we'll wait and see. I'm sure they'll do imaging on it. I would imagine today they'll do an MRI on him and see what it comes back. Hopefully this is nothing. Hopefully we're just gonna shut him down skip a couple, maybe skip a turn in the rotation type thing, and that's it. More troubling if it's something rotator cuff related. Now you're getting into like a month's type of situations. So we'll wait and hear on that. I did not like hearing. I was hoping it was cramps or something simple, and when they came back with that, it's like, man, that is not good. Because I thought he pitched well. I know he gave up the 3 home runs, but he had a couple of like really good economical innings with his pitches, and really had a good changeup working. And I just thought it was like a really good outing for him up until the last inning when the pitch count got away from him a little bit. But obviously a lot to like with Chase DeLauter, and now we'll just sit and hold our breath on Bibee.
Gee, look at the Bibee injury, plus DeLauter, plus Rhys Hoskins with 3 hits in his debut. What was your big takeaway from the win last night?
The Bibee, you talked about it. We talked about it maybe about a week ago. You said who was the most important, and I said Tanner Bibee. People went with Gavin Williams. I said, Gavin Williams, I got a little more good feeling about him because of the way he ended up last year. And Bibee didn't play or didn't pitch well considerably throughout the back part of the season. But for me, I think the biggest takeaway is when you look at Chase DeLauter, and this is why I be trying to tell people, this is why I'm all for the youth movement. I ain't trying to see no more veterans. I don't care nothing about no platooners. The fact that you got Chase DeLauter who can give you 2 home runs yesterday, 2. And we got guys that's in the lineup that can't even hit 210. We got guys, we try to sneak and get to 15, right? 15 home runs. You're looking at the lineup, but if we can get 20 home runs, this guy comes in and hits 2 in his debut. It just goes to show you that what power can do. They win this game, and he's a young dude. He's a dude that can get the thing going. And this is the youth movement that people have been trying to see. I understand that the Guardians want to slow play people because of the years under control. I get the fact that they don't want people to be in and out of the lineup. They want them to play every day, and they don't want to lose their confidence. But these are the type of prospects that the Guardians need to develop. And for the first time, it seems like they're developing a power hitting bat. And this is the type of production that you need in this lineup. Now you look at what Hosey was able to do. Hoskins was able to give you some hits. In playoff Rocchio, but this was opening day. We're
a long way from playoff Rocchio.
This is a long way from playoff. But it was encouraging because Seattle is a damn good team. Yeah. Seattle is a good team, good lineup. And I'm just encouraged by the power. Let's see if we can continue to go. But this is the reason why a lot of people that watch the Guardians want to see these young dudes get an opportunity.
They say men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? Well, that's a lie because numbers can lie. But it is a fact. It is an undisputed, 100% cold hard fact that Chase DeLauter is on pace for 324 home runs this year.
Crazy.
Clip it. It's a fact. No one can debate. It's not an opinion. Y'all can't get mad at me for saying it. It is a stone cold fact. Jason, watching him turn on that fastball in the 9th inning last night, it was the 8th inning whenever he hit the second home run. It was the first time I've watched a Guardians outfielder since I've been in Cleveland. I'm sure there's been guys before that I felt if the pitcher made a bad pitch, it's over the fence. Now, Noel, Big Christmas, I guess technically had that kind of power, but his swing and miss rate was so high that there was a significantly better chance he was just taking a giant whiff and we were going to feel the breeze 30 yards outside of the stadium than he was actually going to make contact and send it 450 feet. The Seattle Mariners pitcher left a hanging fastball. Or not even a hanging fast, just left it with way too much meat on the plate. Chase DeLauter turned on. His swing ain't pretty, but it works. The first home run, he went down on a breaking ball and turned that into a power shot into right field. He has all the intangibles you want when you're looking at a young prospect, projecting him towards the future. And, man, you can't ask for a better debut.
Jason, it didn't even look like he got all of it. No. See, you know you got power when the swing, it wasn't a Griffey swing. It looked like, it looked ugly. And I said, oh, he hit that pretty good. And the ball just kept going. Yeah. And it kept going. Yeah. And it kept going.
I've talked about this a couple times that, like, everybody swings the same now. Like, they teach it the same way. You can be stride or no stride, but for the most part, the mechanics of the swing, a lot of guys look the same way. And you're going to see that with all, like, this is a really good rookie class this year in baseball, and you'll see a lot of these guys, their swings are very similar, except Chase DeLauter. He looks like he's swinging an axe into a piece of wood.
Facts.
And it's the most unorthodox, strange swing, but I mean, credit to the Guardians for not trying to change it, I guess, and make it look like everybody else's because it works for him, so they let him go with it.
And they just drafted Jace Lavalette out of Texas A&M. He was their first-round pick last year. Another 6'7" power-hitting outfielder, who has a bit of an unconventional swing. It doesn't look like DeLauter's, but it's not the copy-paste carbon that we've seen from a bunch of other rookies. And I hope they take the same approach. If it has worked for you thus far, continue to work on that and maximize your ability in that particular avenue as opposed to trying to pigeonhole you into the transitional or the conventional batting approach.
And we haven't even talked about, like, I love the fact that they're hitting him second. I love it. Like, Aaron Judge hits second for the Yankees. Like, you
more
see
bats.
Yeah, well, you see more and more power hitters hitting higher in the order. It's no longer like your best hitter bats cleanup. Obviously, you want protection for Jose at 3, but putting him at 2, he's going to see a lot of fastballs because of Jose batting third, and you don't want to put him on and then get to Jose. So he should get some really good pitches to hit.
We talked about different ways the Guardians could protect Jose in the lineup. Yeah. I hadn't even really considered the fact that Jose's protecting Chase in this scenario, and he's going to get a ton of good pitches to hit. But it wasn't just Chase last night. Jose with the incredible swing late to give them the 2-run lead. Hoskins with 3 hits in his debut with the Guardians. He went oppo.
Yep.
He had one blooper and then ripped another. It looked like and felt like an MLB lineup last night, G. It really did.
We get a lot of trauma when it comes to the Guardians because we usually go and get these veterans. We got Zunino and Bell, and then they get here and you're like, Nolan Jones is another guy. You're like, okay, they're a veteran, and we can move them in the lineup. I think they're going to give us something. We ain't asking them to bat 300. We're not asking them to give you astronomical numbers, but at least we want you to hit. And so for him to come out, it lowered my PTSD about these veterans that the Guardians seem to be getting, because some would say it's in the bargain bin. It's some of them Walmart CDs. Like if you're going around the Walmart bin with like $2-3 CDs, you're like, okay, let's grab a couple of these little hitters right over here and put them in the game. But he comes out and gets 3 hits, and I think when you talk about that hit Jose did, we talked about it before the show, like.
That's Jose. It's classic Jose.
His hands are so good. Like, and in terms of being able to just get the bat on certain pitches, whether it's down and in, down and away, he just actually just moves with it, puts the ball in play. And I think in general, it just shows you why he's such a good hitter. But I'm encouraged because, hey, and I just want to say this. If DeLauter hits a little slump, let him go through it, fellas. Can we let him go through it? I don't want to see he gets to a point, Jason, where it's like, oh, well, he started off hot. He's going through some things. If he's not injured, keep him in the lineup and let him keep getting these at bats.
100%.
Well, yes, but you also have to be careful with a guy with his injury history. I says for you're not going to see him. I don't think you're going to see him in the lineup 6 days a week. Like he may play 3 in a row and then DH him.
Oh, that's fine.
Or 3 in a row, give him a day off. I just don't think you can keep running him out there. I think especially early on, it's obviously it was cold last night in Seattle, but they're starting on the West Coast. But when they come back to Cleveland, particularly in these April games when it's cold, you just have to be really careful with some of these soft tissue injuries. So I think that I think fans need to be patient if he's not in the lineup every day. Like there's a reason why I think they're trying to protect him.
Do you think that they have a game count? You know, like with analytics, do they think they say, okay, well if he's gonna give us 110 games, and that's
I like if you're playing 6 days a week and you get one off day, I think if he's playing in 4 games a week, 4 to 5 games a week,
I'll take
They
that.
get 120 games from that's a gigantic.
Give me 110.
yeah.
Give
So
me 110.
if you have, I'm just totally spitballing this. Like this is off the top of my head. If you have 2 series in a week, you have a 3-game series and a 4-game series. So let's say you play all 7 days that week. Maybe he's in the outfield for 3 or 4 of those. He DHs against a right-hander. Hoskins gets the day off, and Manzardo and something like that. But I just think that they, especially early on, I wouldn't be surprised if you see multiple off days for him early in the season.
It makes sense. Protect him. And his body's been the one thing holding him back. Even in college, he got hurt. When he's been in the minors, he's been hurt. He hasn't made his major league debut in a regular season capacity until last night because he hasn't been healthy enough to progress through the minors yet to get to that stage. But we're talking Guardians also. We got Bull joining us in about 40 minutes. We have Heidi Watney, who's on the call tonight for the Guardians-Mariners matchup on Apple TV. Before we head to break, though, Jason, tonight's pitching matchup, Gavin Williams, George Kirby. Give the people 30 seconds on that particular part of the game.
It'll be a really good matchup. Kirby's really good. Yeah, the Mariners are stacked with pitching. You see his numbers; they were up a little bit last year, but he's a really good pitcher, and obviously, you know what Gavin has. Especially if Tanner's going to miss any amount of time, it's up to Gavin now to sort of lead this rotation.
The